Hello, everyone. Welcome to Easy English Click. In this channel, you learn English while also learning powerful life lessons that can change your mindset and your future. Today, we are talking about something very real, something everyone feels but not everyone understands: pain. Have you ever felt like life is working against you? Like no matter how hard you try, things just don't go your way. You put in the effort, you stay patient, you keep going, but still you face failure, rejection, and disappointment. Sometimes it feels like you are stuck, like everyone else is moving forward, achieving their goals, living their dreams, and you are just standing still, watching, waiting, and wondering when your time will come. And deep inside it hurts, not just a little, but in a way that is hard to explain. A silent pain that stays with you, even when you smile in front of others. Let me ask you something. How many times have you wanted to give up? How many nights have you stayed awake, thinking about your problems, overthinking every situation, asking yourself again and again, why is this happening to me? The truth is, pain is a part of life. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Every person you see, every successful individual you admire, has experienced pain in one form or another. Maybe you failed an important exam. Maybe you lost a big opportunity. Maybe someone you trusted didn't believe in you. Or maybe the hardest part is that you have started losing belief in yourself. When that happens, pain begins to grow. It slowly turns into doubt. It turns into fear. And then it becomes a voice inside your mind that keeps telling you, you are not good enough. And the dangerous part is, after hearing that voice again and again, you start believing it. You start thinking that your struggles mean you are weak, that your failures define who you are, and that your pain is something you should hide or escape from. But what if that is not true? What if everything you believe about pain is completely wrong? What if your pain is not your weakness, but actually your greatest source of strength? Think about it for a moment. Every challenge you face, every difficult situation, every time life pushes you down, it is shaping you into a stronger person. It is testing your limits and preparing you for something bigger. The problem is, most people never realize this. They run away from pain. They try to avoid it, ignore it, or hide from it. And because of that, they miss the opportunity to grow. But you are different. You are here, watching this video, trying to learn, trying to improve, trying to understand. And that means there is still a strong part inside you that wants to move forward. So in this video, you are going to learn how to change the way you see pain, how to use your struggles as fuel, and how to turn your pain into real power. Because your story is not finished yet. In fact, this moment right now could be the beginning of a completely new chapter in your life. Now let's understand something very important. Pain is not your enemy. Most people think pain is something bad, something negative, something that should be avoided at all costs. But the truth is very different. Pain is a signal. It is your mind and your life trying to tell you something. It shows you that something needs attention, something needs change, something needs growth. Without pain, you would never know what needs to improve. Think about it like this. If you never failed, would you ever learn? If you never made mistakes, would you ever grow? If everything in your life was easy, would you ever become strong? The answer is no. Pain comes in many forms. Sometimes it is failure. Sometimes it is rejection. Sometimes it is losing something or someone important. And sometimes it is the quiet feeling of not being where you want to be in life. But here is the key idea you need to understand. Pain is not there to stop you. Pain is there to teach you. Every time you face a difficult moment, there is a lesson hidden inside it. Maybe it is teaching you patience. Maybe it is teaching you discipline. Maybe it is showing you a mistake you need to fix. Or maybe it is simply making you stronger. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine a person who fails again and again. At first, it hurts. It feels frustrating. But each failure teaches something new. Slowly, that person becomes smarter, stronger, and more prepared. And one day, they succeed. Not because they avoided pain, but because they learned from it. The same thing is happening in your life right now. The struggles you are facing are not there to destroy you. They are there to build you. But most people never see this. When they feel pain, they immediately think something is wrong with them. They blame themselves. They lose confidence. They stop trying. And that is where they make the biggest mistake. Because the moment you start seeing pain as a problem, you lose your power. But the moment you start seeing pain as a teacher, everything changes. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "What can I learn from this?" That one small change in thinking can completely transform your life. Remember this clearly. Every successful person you admire has gone through pain. They have failed. They have struggled. They have faced rejection and doubt. But they did not run away from it. They used it. So if you are struggling right now, it does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are behind in life. It simply means you are in the process of learning and growing. And that is exactly where you need to be. Now that you understand pain is not your enemy, the next step is even more important. You need to change the way you think. Because your mindset decides everything. The way you see your struggles will decide whether you stay stuck or move forward. Most people live with a victim mindset, even without realizing it. When something goes wrong, they immediately ask, "Why me?" They blame other people. They blame their situation. They blame their past. And slowly, they start believing that they have no control over their life. When you think like a victim, you give your power away. You start feeling helpless. You stop trying. You wait for things to change, but nothing changes. Because your mind is focused on problems, not solutions. But there is another way to think, a powerful mindset. A mindset that completely changes how you respond to pain and challenges. Instead of saying, "Why me?" you ask a different question. You ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can this make me stronger?" This small shift may look simple, but it is life-changing. Because now, you are no longer a victim of your situation. You become a student of your situation. You start learning from every experience instead of running away from it. Let's make this very clear. You cannot always control what happens to you. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes things will go wrong, no matter how hard you try. But you can always control how you respond. And that response is what shapes your future. Imagine two people facing the same problem. One person says, "This is too hard, I can't do this." The other person says, "This is difficult, but I will find a way." The situation is the same, but the mindset is different. And because of that, the results will be completely different. Your thoughts are powerful. The words you say to yourself every day are shaping your reality. If you keep telling yourself, "I am not good enough," you will start acting like it. You will avoid challenges, you will doubt yourself, and you will stay in your comfort zone. But if you change your self-talk, everything begins to change. Start telling yourself, "This is not the end, this is training." Tell yourself, "I am learning, I am growing, I am becoming stronger." At first, it may feel strange, but with time, your mind will start believing it. Another important step is to become aware of your thoughts. Most people don't even notice how negative their thinking is. They automatically expect the worst. They focus on their weaknesses. They remember their failures more than their successes. But you can train your mind. Every time a negative thought comes, pause for a moment. Don't accept it immediately. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it is hurting you, replace it with a better thought. For example, instead of thinking, "I always fail," say, "I am learning from my mistakes." Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I will try again and I will improve." These small changes in thinking may not look big, but they create powerful results over time. Also, understand this clearly. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Becoming better is not easy. That is why most people stay where they are. They choose comfort over growth. They avoid challenges because challenges bring pain. But if you truly want to turn your pain into power, you must accept discomfort. You must be willing to face difficult situations. You must be ready to step out of your comfort zone again and again. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you become stronger. Every time you face your fear instead of avoiding it, you build confidence. Every time you keep going despite the pain, you prove to yourself that you are capable. This is how powerful people are built. Not in easy times, but in difficult moments. Not when everything is going well, but when everything feels hard. That is when your real strength is created. So from today, make a decision. Stop seeing yourself as a victim of your life. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop blaming your past or your situation. Start seeing yourself as someone who is in control. Someone who can learn, grow, and improve. Someone who can take pain and turn it into something powerful. Because the moment you change your mindset, you change your direction. And when you change your direction, you change your life. Now that you have changed your mindset, there is one more step you must take. And this is the step where most people fail. Thinking is not enough. Understanding is not enough. Motivation is not enough. You must take action. Because pain only becomes power when you use it. If you just feel it, think about it, and do nothing, it will only stay as pain. But when you take action, that same pain becomes energy. It becomes fuel that pushes you forward. So how do you actually turn pain into action? Let's break it down into simple steps you can follow in your life. The first step is to accept your pain. Do not ignore it. Do not run away from it. Do not pretend everything is fine when it is not. Be honest with yourself. Say, "Yes, this hurts. Yes, this is difficult." Because acceptance is the beginning of change. The second step is to understand your pain. Ask yourself, why did this happen? And more importantly, what can I learn from this? Every failure has a lesson. Every mistake has a message. If you take the time to understand it, you will not repeat it again. The third step is to use your emotions as fuel. When you feel frustrated, when you feel angry, when you feel disappointed, do not waste that energy. Use it. Turn that emotion into motivation. Let it push you to work harder, to focus more, and to prove to yourself that you can do better. The fourth step is to take small, consistent actions. You don't need to change your whole life in one day. That is not realistic. What you need is progress, not perfection. Start small. Do something every day that moves you forward, even if it is just a little step. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Doing a small action every day is better than doing a big action once and then stopping. Success is built through daily effort, not one-time motivation. The fifth step is discipline. This is the most important part, because there will be days when you don't feel motivated. There will be days when you feel tired, when you feel like giving up again. That is normal. But discipline means you continue even when you don't feel like it. You show up, you do the work, you stay committed to your goal, no matter how you feel. Let's be honest. Turning pain into power is not easy. It requires effort. It requires patience. It requires you to push yourself beyond your limits. But that is exactly what makes it powerful. Think about this. Every successful person you see today did not just think positively. They took action. They worked through their pain. They stayed consistent even when it was hard. That is why they had achieved their goals. And you can do the same. Start today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Take one step. It can be small, but make sure it is real. Because action creates momentum. And momentum creates results. Remember, your pain is not there to stop you. It is there to push you. It is there to give you the energy you need to move forward. So don't waste it. Use it. Turn it into action. And slowly, step by step, you will start seeing the power inside you grow. Now think about everything we talked about in this video. Pain, struggle, failure, disappointment. These are not just negative experiences, they are part of your journey. They are shaping you, teaching you, and preparing you for something greater. But the difference is not in the pain itself. The difference is in how you respond to it. You can choose to run away from it. You can choose to complain about it. You can choose to let it control your life. Or you can choose to rise. You can choose to learn. You can choose to turn that pain into power. Remember this clearly. Your struggles are not there to break you. They are there to build you. Every difficult moment you face is making you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. Right now, you might feel lost. You might feel tired. You might feel like giving up. But this is the moment that matters the most. Because when everything feels hard and you still decide to move forward, that is where real strength is created. Do not wait for the perfect time. Do not wait for everything to be easy. Start where you are. Use what you can and do what you can. Step by step, day by day, you will begin to see change. Maybe not immediately, maybe not perfectly, but slowly and surely you will grow. And one day, you will look back at your struggles and realize something powerful. They were not stopping you. They were pushing you forward. So from today, make a decision. Do not run from pain. Do not hide from it. Face it. Learn from it. Use it. Turn it into something that makes you stronger every single day. Because your pain is not your weakness. It is your strength. It is your energy. It is your weapon. And your story is not over yet. In fact, this is just the beginning. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Easy English Click for more powerful English learning content. And tell me in the comments, what struggle are you turning into power today? Keep learning, keep growing, and I will see you in the next video.